Hi and welcome to the second video in our Working with Images video series. In this video we're going to show you some tools you can use to edit and compress your images. These are the two optimization steps that you should go through with every image that goes on your website. Edit to the required dimensions, then compress to reduce file size. In this video we're going to show you the tools, and then in the next video we'll take you through a few different approaches that you can take when using these tools. When you are looking for an image editor, there are a lot of free options. Most of them are great for our purposes, but always make sure that at the very least they provide you with the ability to crop and resize your images. And some minor retouching features such as adjusting brightness, contrast and saturation are also highly desirable. An optimization tool only need do two things. First, it must reduce your file size, and second, it must maintain a good quality image. A simple optimizer may only require that you upload the image and then download the optimized image. More complex optimizers will give you finer control over how your image is optimized. The entire process of editing and optimization can be achieved from within your dashboard. WordPress comes with its own image editor, but unfortunately we don't think it meets the minimum requirements for an image editor. However, we'll take a quick look now because it won't feature again in any of the approaches that we take, but it's still useful to know that it exists, even if it's so you know to avoid it. With WordPress, we edit images via the media editor. We select an image and then click Edit Image. This takes us into the editing options where you can crop and resize, but it just isn't very user-friendly. There also aren't any color, brightness or contrast correction tools, so we really can't recommend this editor. However, if you are interested in using it, then you can always watch the video on the image editor found under the WordPress training videos. To address the shortcomings of the WordPress image editor, Unbranded have added a dashboard plugin which gives you the ability to edit images using the Adobe Web Image Editor. To do this, you must first view your media library in List View by clicking on the list icon. When you do this, you will have the option to select Advanced Image Edit, which will load your image in the Adobe Editor. We'll show you a little bit about using the editor in the next video. Under the Media menu in the left menu, you will have an option called WP Smush. WP Smush Pro is a plugin which attempts to apply file compression to your images. It can scan your entire website for images and attempt to reduce the file size. Smushing in the context of this plugin means to compress, which is a big part of optimization. So between the Adobe Web Image Editor and WP Smush Pro, you have the tools in your dashboard to edit and optimize. We'll look at the pros and cons of these tools in the next video. We are first going to look at web-based image editors. Now these are often similar to the Adobe web-based image editor, but the reason you might want to use one of these is that they will save your files to your computer hard drive rather than directly to the media library, making it a little easier to keep your media library clean of unused images. One such editor is the Canva photo editor. Canva is a simple web-based editor that possesses all of the basic features required to edit images. We'll take you through using this editor in the next video. However, you may want to search around the web to find an alternative. There are a lot of other web-based image editors available, some of them very good, so feel free to explore and find one that suits you. As long as it offers you the ability to crop, resize, as well as adjust brightness, contrast and saturation, then that could well be all you ever need. There are also web-based image optimizers available. Optimizing does not get any easier than TinyPNG. Unlike web-based editors, we don't think you need to bother looking elsewhere, as this really is a fantastic tool. There are a lot of image editing software applications available. What these have above a web-based tool is their power and many more features for editing and enhancing images. Photoshop is really the pick of the commercial imaging editing applications. It has an amazing number of tools and features which will allow you to achieve practically anything with your photos or images. One of the things that we use Photoshop a lot for is adding transparency to images or creating composite images. Photoshop allows you to remove part of an image so that whatever is behind it on the web page will show through. Compositing is where you can take elements from one image and combine them with another. The other thing that Photoshop will do is optimize images, and you get a very good optimizer with lots of control in Photoshop. so Photoshop is an all-in-one solution for editing and optimizing images for web. There are only two reasons why you would not want to use Photoshop, but they are important considerations. One is the cost. Photoshop is a subscription-based software and you can find pricing on their website. One thing to remember is that they do have a subscription plan just for people who work with photos, and this is a lot cheaper than the full suite of programs, many of which you would likely never use. The second consideration is time. It will take a while to learn Photoshop. Most people have to take some kind of online or classroom-based course before they can really take advantage of the software. So really, your choice on whether or not to use Photoshop should be a fairly simple one. Because you can achieve the essential editing and compression tasks using free alternatives, you will only want Photoshop if you want to get into advanced editing. Even then, if you only have a couple of images that need advanced editing, it may ultimately be more cost-effective to put in a design request via your Unbranded dashboard than paying for a subscription that is rarely used. There is an alternative to Photoshop that provides you with many of the same advanced features but will cost you nothing. This program is called GIMP. This can be downloaded and installed freely. It has been a long time since we have used GIMP, so we can't really say much more about it other than to say that a lot of people do recommend GIMP as a completely viable alternative to Photoshop. We believe that there is still going to be quite a bit of learning involved, so while your budget may be spared, you will still need to have some time available to learn the software. We don't know if it includes compression, but this would not be a problem as any images saved with GIMP could be taken through the tiny PNG compressor. Okay, that takes us through a number of tools for both editing and compressing images. In the next video, we're going to look at how you can integrate these tools into a few different optimization approaches. We'll see you then.